guys, David from PassTheGuitar.live here for a holiday classic song tutorial. In this video, we're going to be working on Jingle Bell Rock, a classic, a crowd favorite. Lots of people want to play this song, and maybe some of you are struggling with the chords, some of the difficult chords in the original version, or maybe with the guitar lines. But don't worry, in this video, we're going to be working on a simplified version so that you can strum along and sing with your favorite people. All we're gonna need are some basic chords, a simple strumming pattern, and you're gonna be all set. So if you are ready, you know the drill. Let's waste no more time and dive right in. Let's start by taking a look at the list of chords we're gonna be using to play this song. And the first one is D major. You're gonna play D major a lot on this song, so if you know how to play, you're gonna be all set for a lot of the parts of the song. The next chord that we're gonna need to use, and we're gonna use a lot as well, is E minor. Told you, super nice, super simple. The following chord is A major, another basic chord. And with these three chords, you can play the majority of the song already. All right, besides these three chords, we're also gonna need a G major. You can play like this, or you can play like this as well. We're also gonna need E major. And so far, I only covered basic chords. So when we move on into the last part of the song, what I'm gonna be calling the chorus, we're gonna see a couple unusual chords that are hard to remove because they're really strong parts of the song. So we have B7, which is an open string chord, but it could be complicated because you have 4 fingers here. But if you don't know how to play it yet, this song is gonna be the perfect excuse for you to learn how to play this chord. And as a bonus, I'm going to add the G minor. We're also gonna need a G minor chord, and it's a bar chord on the 3rd fret, as you can see. And these are all the chords we're gonna need to use. Most of them are basic chords, and there's a couple chords that could be a little complicated, but this is the perfect excuse for you to practice these chords that you don't know. And when it comes to strumming patterns, let's just agree. You can just dive straight into the song playing quarter notes, and you're gonna be all set and it's gonna sound great. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Sounds nice, right? Well, we don't have to cover quarter notes strumming, you're just gonna strum 4 down. I'm gonna actually share with you the strumming pattern used on the original recording, which is just 8th notes. So you're gonna be doing ups and downs, or downs and ups. But keep in mind that these 8th notes are going to be played in a shuffle feel. So they don't have the equal distribution, they're not even. So it's not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here you have it, 8 8th notes, because we have just 8th notes for the entire measure. So all we need to do now is strum down first and then up. So it's down for 1, up for end, down for 2, up for end, and so forth. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Super nice, super simple, right? Let's plug in a chord. Let's use D major here. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Remember that we're doing this with a shuffle feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now that we have all the tools we need, it's time for us to start learning the actual song and going through the parts of the song. So I'm gonna go over first verses 1 and 2. They're slightly similar. The only difference is on the last 2 measures. So let's take a look first at verse 1. There it is, 8 measures. We're literally dealing here, all the parts that we're gonna be going over are going to be an 8-bar phrase. And for verse 1, as you can see, we only need to play D majors, E minors, and A majors. So we start with a full measure of D major, and then on the second measure we still have to play D major, and on the third measure another full measure of D major. And after that we start playing these measures where we move from E minor to A major. So within the same measure. So E minor for 2 beats, 2, and then A major for the third beat and fourth beat. Moving to the second line, we have that same measure again, and then A major. Sixth measure is the same thing, E minor, A major, and we end this with a full measure of E minor, moving to a full measure of A major. Cool, right? Now let's take a look at verse 2 so you can see the difference that I was talking about. And here it is. Look at that. The first line is the same, and the second line starts the same way, it just ends differently. Like I said, instead of having a full measure of E minor and then ending on a full measure of A major, now we have that measure of E minor going to A major and then ending this 8-bar phrase with a full measure of D major. All right, let's now practice playing verse 1 and verse 2, putting everything together. And you got to choose whatever strumming pattern you want to use. If you want to stick with quarter notes because you're still struggling with these chords, do that. But if you want to go ahead and play those shuffle eighth notes, go ahead and play that with me as well. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Third measure of D and 3. Now we go to E minor, A. Second line of verse 1, A and E minor and A. Now a full measure of E minor, 2 and 3 and 4 and A major, 2 and 3. Now moving to verse 2, 2 and 3 and 4. Second measure, 2 and 3 and 4 and third and 2 and 3 and 4 and fourth measure E minor to A. Second line is E minor going to A, another E minor going to A, and E minor, A, and ending on the full measure of D, and 3 and 4. Nice, that was verse 1 and verse 2. Now let's go to the bridge. In the bridge, I'm calling the bridge the part that they sing, "What a bright time." That's the part that I'm calling the bridge, all right? So let's take a look at what we're going to be playing here. There you have it on the 8-bar phrase. I said it was going to be groups of 8 measures. Now on this one, we see 8 measures, but the last 2 measures, we do have a specific rhythm to play. We're going to play that A major as a quarter note, 1 hit, and then we're going to break for the rest of the part. So for the rest of that measure, and then you have an entire measure of rest as the last measure of the bridge. So going back to the beginning of the bridge, we start with 2 full measures of G major, and we finally get to play a different chord here. And after that, we go to 2 full measures of D major. And then after that, we go to 2 full measures of E major. And then we finally get to that break right on A major, playing a quarter note, and break for the rest of the bridge. That's it, guys. Let's plug in here a strumming pattern and practice this one. Don't forget that A major is going to be a hit and rest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and D, and 2, and 3, and 4, and D, and 2, and 3. Going to E major, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. And here comes the break. Go riding on a one-horse sleigh. We are almost done learning the song. The only part left is the chorus. And you probably are guessing that we're going to have to play those 2 more difficult chords, the B7 and the G minor. And you are right, because take a look at it. See, we have an 8-bar phrase just like all the other ones. It looks like the verses because it starts with 3 full measures of D major. But then instead of having that measure of E minor moving to A, we got to play that B7 on the 4th measure, And then we head to the second line where we start with a full measure of G major, followed by a full measure of G minor. And remember that I said when you see the G minor, you can actually play the G major and you're gonna be fine if you're struggling with the G minor. It's not the same chord, but it will hold some function for you until you get comfortable with the G minor chord and you can plug in that chord. But don't let that be the reason why you don't play this iconic song. And then after that, you go to a measure of E minor, moving to A major, and you end the song on a full measure of D major. That's it, guys. Let's practice this one now. Don't forget, if you don't want to use G minor, stick with the G major. You're gonna be all set. All right, let's practice this chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and third measure of D. Prepare for B7. 1 and 2 and 3. Here comes G major 2 and 3 and 4 and G minor 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, A major and D major 2 and 3 and 4. Alright guys, now that we cover everything we need to know in order to play this song, let's do a playthrough demo so you get the chance to practice this song playing all the parts together. Alright, I'm gonna have the chart going on here, just strum along with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. To go riding on a one-horse sleigh. 3 and 4. Get ready for the B7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. And that's a wrap for this lesson. Now you can actually add this classic holiday song to your repertoire. Jingle Bell Rock is one of my favorite songs to play during the holiday season, and now you can do that as well with your favorite people. My name is David, and I'll see you guys on the next video.